And we are live. Hello, internet. Sorry for the lateness. I got caught up in like a whole bunch of traffic because I was out having a breather at the mall as I was working all weekend as well, trying to catch up due to
Did,
the power
did you
outage.
know that? Did you know that mal in Spanish means evil? So you're basically trapped in evil.
Eh, I guess so, but we spell mall with two L's.
Ah, yeah,
So
I
it'd
enjoy
be like my or may or however you
see.
pronounce the double L.
Ma- Evil.
If you're Rio Platense, it'd be Mash.
All right. The ever irritating Argentinian accent.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome, esteemed guests. Well, I'm Condor Jez. Joining me tonight is, as always, getting absolutely topped by me and Midnight Canalis, and next to me is the OG who puts the OG in Kush. Midnight.
What's up, motherfuckers?
I am
Um,
doing.
Not much, just testing out my new headset. It's basically just earbuds with like a little microphone stick off to the side.
Sounds
Um,
pretty good.
it's pretty good with the off-axis rejection.
Oh,
What that means is, because microphones are like, god damn it, the stuff that is not like, think about microphone as like your line of sight, and you have peripheral vision.
okay, yeah.
Okay, the stuff that's in your periphery, or the peripheral vision area, that is off-axis. The stuff that's in front of you is on-axis.
Okay.
You want to reject the off-axis stuff with sound because you're not trying to record that stuff.
All right.
And this has been your sound lesson with Midnight.
You should, yeah, you should totally like be. You should totally be like some sort of like sound tech teacher.
There are significantly better people than me at that. Like Kenny Joya does Reaper videos. He's like Mr. Reaper. I have to imagine he was somehow involved with the founding of that company. He puts out amazing Reaper tutorials. So there's like better dudes. I could do like short little tutorials. Maybe I'll like that dude who does White Owl, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help him with processing the sound because I did the voiceover for his bumper, and I just
Oh,
got to teach
nice.
him how to mid-side. So there's a process called mid-side processing, or mid-side compression, or mid-side EQ, depending on what you're doing. It's the process that makes it, when you watch a movie and you hear people talking and you also hear music at the same time, but they're not competing. That's because it's been mid-side processed.
Hmm.
People tend to just drop their voiceover over music and then not understand why both are unintelligible. It's because that's not how you do it.
Very
Well, yeah, I was gonna
interesting.
say you should probably, I don't know, maybe open a secondary channel with like audio tips and shit like that because you're probably the most knowledgeable person I know regarding that subject.
Yeah, I might, maybe. There are better people than me at it.
I know,
Doesn't mean you
but
shouldn't give it a try.
but I mean, maybe for like maybe for like an absolute beginner, maybe.
Well, what I might do, an idea that I might pursue is like video and audio production techniques for comic skate people.
All
Hmm.
right.
Because I notice a lot of what I would consider rookie mistakes on the stuff that they produce.
So what else have you been up to, Midnight
Uh,
Man?
I did some PR work for a friend's business this weekend, so I've been a little busy and just working.
Yeah.
It was good though. I got a big project done, so now I feel a bit more motivated.
Oh yeah. We're all starting some big projects, huh? I'm starting on
What
my big project.
does it have anything to do with knitting?
Yeah.
Is it knitting stuff to sell at the rat markets?
Yes and no. But the thing, well, my big project is now is you know how I'm obsessed with Argentina and Argentine media. So
Mm,
my big project now is I'm making um like dolls of the
mm.
guys from a show called Los Simuladores or The Pretenders, and they're pretty good size. So a lot of work is going to be put into them.
Looking up the show right now.
Most of the episodes are on YouTube. I'm mad that they took away one of my favorite ones
It's weird. This
because
search
of
is taking
copyright.
forever. I mean,
Well,
you're you're not supposed to upload stuff like that to YouTube. You will get binged eventually. There's stuff up there. I'm amazed that they don't get taken down. I don't understand how they don't.
well, you know what? Argentinians don't care.
That doesn't matter. Their lawyers do.
Well, to be
Yeah,
honest, their country is pretty fucked, so they have bigger fish to fry, in my opinion.
yeah, they're talking about dollarization, and I don't know if that's going to help them in the long run. So
Dollarization
fat,
meaning switching
like
to a doll, like the U.S. dollar.
more like attaching the peso to devaluing the maybe it's like devaluing the peso, the Argentine peso against the dollar, or having it backed by the dollar.
That so what that tells me, if that's a thing that they're talking about right now, that tells me that there is downward pressure coming from the US to have other nations attach their currency to the US dollar to hedge the bet against this BRICS shit that's going on.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
I did hear now that I guess Argentine people can buy won or yuan.
Chinese currency.
Yep.
What's the
Yeah,
worst that can happen?
it's in the US's best interest to demotivate that.
Yeah, cuz I'm already seeing it in Peru. I mean, we import a lot of like, well, I mean, everything's made in China, but what we get like the mass produced easily breakable crap,
Oh,
and now we're also getting like their cars and their appliances too.
All right, that was an unexpected reply.
So
sorry, I'm making some tea.
nice. So
I
yeah,
have speaking of you dirty grease balls, I have churros.
Oh, cool, cool.
what kind of churros are they? Are they the Mexican filled churros or the traditional Spanish churros that you dip in chocolate?
They're the Spanish ones. It's actually a churro. It's churros in the shape of a donut.
A churro nut.
Yeah, from
A
7-Eleven.
duro.
They
Not
have,
bad, not
here's one of my
bad.
favorite things in the world right now. 7-Eleven sometimes, like when they don't sell all their pastries, the next day they sell like boxes of 5 of them for $2. It's like, fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's breakfast for the entire
You,
week.
now you just reminded me I still have that coupon to get 4 donuts for $12. I
Four
mean for
donuts for
12
$12?
no, four donuts for 12 soles, I mean.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
What's that in people money?
Like maybe like $5.
Eh, 4 donuts for $5?
No, wait, hold on. Four donuts for $4.
All right, that's all right. That's not terrible because they're like $1.50 here,
Yeah,
which I still
don't
think is fucking highway robbery. Back in my day, you paid 60 cents for a donut.
Yeah, like
right.
$1 per donut. That's pretty
I
criminal.
know.
Isn't it?
Well, down here they're sold for like 4 soles 50, so roughly $1, but in the $1.50, maybe the same. Don't quote my math. Also, so Fat Man, what are you up to? How was your week?
It's been pretty okay. I'm taking things easy this weekend. I've been watching a lot of Amazon Prime. I actually got myself a fountain pen to experiment with on Amazon for all time's sake. I'm also planning on buying the headsets. Well, that's a long story. Midnight knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I got me Amazon Prime, and I've been watching indie horror movies. Some of them weren't excruciating.
What are the good ones
Mm,
that you've watched?
Let me guess. Let me think. The boat was
Uh,
pretty good for what it was, which is like, that Robert Redford movie, Everything Is Lost, or something like that. It's
No.
just him on a boat trying to weather a storm.
Uh huh.
It's like that, except the boat is haunted and actively trying to kill you.
Sounds pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah, I mean it's just one character, one setting, and they manage to keep you on the edge of your seat for like probably 90 minutes. So I gotta say, I admire there's still people who do stuff like that. In the age of Ant-Man 17. This time it's Galactus, and he's played by a black lesbian with a glass eye or shit like that. As people actually still trying to make like smaller, more smarter like indie movies.
Yeah. In fact, this weekend I wanted to see Renfield, but it was already out
Yeah,
of the theaters.
yeah. Same thing happened to me. I don't know if it flopped or something.
That's pretty quick. I didn't feel terrible about that movie. I can't stand Nick Cage. Like people that like Nick Cage piss me off because it's like you don't actually think he's good. You just like enjoy the spectacle of it
You like him
and want to
ironically.
participate with other yeah, and want to participate with other people enjoying the spectacle of it. It's like the fucking snakes on a plane. Oh my god, snakes on a plane is so funny. No, it's not. It's like it was a funny joke for like a day. So that's kind of how I see
Yeah.
Nick Cage. I don't think he's a good actor. I don't think that there's any reason to have him in anything. But
I
that
mean,
movie did not make me want to avoid it.
I
He
mean,
ruined The Wicker Man.
I mean, the Wicker Man was pretty ruined.
You watch your
Like, come on.
fucking
yeah.
mouth. The original is amazing.
That's what I.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
but yeah, the remake doesn't have it doesn't have Christopher Lee in a dress, which I
Don't care.
like.
Don't care. That doesn't make it a good movie.
No, that's what we're saying. Like, it couldn't be good because, for starters,
Yeah.
it doesn't have cross-dressing Christopher Lee. It
Yeah.
does
Oh,
have
oh,
whoever.
right. I see what you're saying.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
the
you
first
didn't
Sorry.
movie.
hear
I
me. I
remember watching.
said
I remember watching the first movie when I was a teenager on like late night TV, and feeling pretty fucking chilled at it. Especially the ending. Like, it's not just the whole concept that they're gonna burn this guy alive to appease their fucking pagan gods. It's how it's shot and how they sell it to you, like the sheer desperation on what's his name's voice, Wood,
Edward Woodward.
Edward Woodward.
Edward
That's
Woodward,
What a
the
name.
fucking
Equalizer.
that's the
Old Breaker
that's right.
Morant.
It's the original Equalizer. Like he's like brilliant in that movie. Like it's a great movie, and I never thought for 1 second that they would be able to reach that level with a remake. Like, not in a million years.
Hey, I gotta restart my computer. There's something going on. I will be right
No,
back.
okay.
All right.
We'll miss you. We'll miss you.
Well, now this talk of Wicker Man, I think I might watch it after the show.
Good, Anakin. Good.
Anyways, uh, so the mama has not returned yet.
No, no,
You're enjoying your freedom.
she's living the life. Whereas in Almeria, visiting all
Uh,
the Halloween places where they shot all those Clint Eastwood movies, and I'm here just taking care of Papa, making sure he doesn't get in trouble. Like, stealing the neighbor's cat and eating it. Because
Yeah.
he's a country boy from like the depths of Spain. So if you don't keep it in check, he may be able to do pretty gnarly shit.
Perhaps, perhaps. Gosh, I'm trying to think. What did we have any good uh any good uh things?
Spit wrist.
Uh, sorry, my brain shorted out on me there. I was gonna say there wasn't any good like uh nothing really exciting happening this
Uh,
weekend aside from work. I worked all weekend.
I mean, what's an exciting thing that happens in Peru? And I'm curious, like what constitutes like an exciting day there? Like you don't get invaded by Spanish conquistadors? Or what?
I mean, the apparently
This
there
is
was apparently there was a bullfight this morning,
Oh,
and it was also like the Peru Comic Con, but as I
oh,
said, I was too busy catching up with work due to the power outages
right.
that I couldn't go. So, anyways, let's get into some. Oh, it's Magma Boy.
what? Why? Why are people calling the Mega Smash? Oh, I get it.
No, remember that my Bizarro version already decided to become Smeg.
Smegma farts.
These people are such fucking retards.
Ah, and remember that they watch our show.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. They they are such massive hate watchers.
Yeah, because they
Wait a
want to
second.
know. Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Mega, aren't I you?
No, and Mega's all of us.
And all of
How
us as
is
Canales, aren't they convinced that I'm actually yes? Yes is actually me. Like everybody's Canales in
Dude,
Canales.
I can't believe that fucking shrimp thought that I was you.
I
Because he's
can't believe
retarded.
that Stream thought. Period. Because she doesn't do that.
Skinwalker is getting fucking everything, man. We gotta cleanse them with fire.
Yeah. Yep, post in the chat if you love smegma farts.
I love Smegma farts. Who doesn't?
Dude, Mega, just you should change your name to like smegma farts for a while.
No, because it affects my business. The problem.
Right, I see. Yeah, I think we have. I bet that one viewer that's watching and not saying anything. I
It
bet
might.
that's one of our haters.
Who you think might be?
Anyways,
I think it's Troy.
yeah,
Motherfucker is like. Well, I was gonna
and
say
he's gone.
he's
He's like,
fucked in the head, but they're all fucked in the head. But that particular guy, like, strikes me like someone who's like deeply unhappy and angry at everything. Who's like always wanting for a chance to like jump on someone and like unleash a barrage of insults,
he's he's
barrage.
he's probably like more retarded than my retarded cat. Anyways, let's do some news stuff before the day is over. So Deo
Yeah, yeah.
Deo Harry
Oh
Belafonte is
my!
fucking dead. Died at 96 years old.
Well,
He spawned the calypso craze in the US with the music and blazed new trails for African American performers. He died Tuesday of congestive heart failure. He was
thing is, he was an
96.
African. He was from Trinidad. So fuck you, fuck you
No,
guys.
no, his mom was half black, half white Scottish from Jamaica,
There you go.
and his dad was also Jamaican.
He was a very talented man. I
Mhm.
like his stuff a
Hmm.
lot. It's very like we don't really have this anymore, but his music was very joyous, very like enjoying of life. Uh, we don't really get that without some weird corporate or suck every cock you see message anymore.
Right, and oh, and but nowadays instead of the suck every cock, we also have what's it? The Troon agenda.
Yeah,
You gotta suck. You gotta
I
suck cock and be. Gotta suck cock and be a troon.
I did a show with Harry Belafonte many years ago. He was definitely in his twilight years. He was definitely having a hard time, understanding exactly where he was. But he's a very nice guy, or he was a very nice guy. And
Mhm.
check this out: I had a bit of
Yep.
a crush on his daughter when I was a kid.
Wow.
Oh, Shari Belafonte. Yeah, she's quite
Sherry
good.
Belafonte, man. And think about this: you know who looks a lot like Sherry Belafonte?
Humst.
Who?
Carrie Lake has.
Hmm?
Take a look at the two. Yeah.
Okay.
Sherry
What else?
Belafonte Harper.
Oh, he also met Sydney. He was also like best friends with Sydney Poitier, who died not too long ago.
Because he was also from it was Caribbean. He was like from Bahamas or
Yeah,
something.
he was
Yeah.
like I forgot what kind. I think he was Bahamian,
Mm.
and then he was also friends with the activist Paul Robeson. He was on his first um let's see he was a nightclub singer, and then he began to have an interest in American folk music, and then he got a role in a movie opposite Dorothy Dandridge in Bright Road.
Oh shit. Well, I think we all know him from Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
most people.
Heyo,
Jump in the line,
Hey,
shake, shake, shake. You know what I
Heyo.
shake it all the time. Shake, shake,
Jake,
shake. You
Jake,
know what I
Senora,
shake it all the time.
Senora, Senora,
Yeah.
just gonna is the
Um,
tempo. My dad actually likes Harry Belafonte.
yeah, and
I,
he
mean,
was
I
I
don't
remember,
like.
I remember, I remember watching the movie when I was a kid, and him telling me, "Oh, that's Harry Belafonte. I like him."
I don't understand. How do you not at least appreciate the music? There's nothing
Mhm.
offensive about it. There's nothing to be upset about.
it's like the
It's
perfect feel good music.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
about
I
just having a good time. It's the song is about the guy who's tired of picking up bananas and just take it with philosophy and makes jokes about it.
Yeah.
That's there's nothing bad about it.
don't we all feel that way every now and again?
Yeah, I'm fucking
Hmm.
tired of picking up bananas, man.
But in positive news, it's Willie Nelson's 90th birthday,
Oh
and
shit!
Yeah, fuck Willie Nelson.
he did a show with Snoop Dogg, George Strait, and Neil Young, among other people, at the Hollywood Bowl.
Fuck Willie Nelson. Fuck Snoop Dogg. Fuck Neil Young, and fuck the Hollywood Bowl. I don't know about George Strait.
George Strait is a
What's
good
with
country singer, and
Willie Nelson? Is he an asshole too? I haven't followed him in
Hmm.
years. Oh,
Midnight. And what about Alan Rickman?
What about Ellen Rick? Wait, are you asking me like, have
it's
I ever
also his
worked?
birthday today,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Rickman's
also
apparently.
why.
Rickman's a pretty great fucking actor.
Cool.
Also, Midnight, be careful with your Willie Nelson hate, because them's fighting words. My grandpa loved um Willie Nelson, and I grew up listening to a lot of Willie Nelson music, and I actually got to see him in concert.
so I guess Grandpa just at midnight and gotta fight now. Gotta duke it out.
Ooh.
I'll just show Grandpa how much Willie Nelson actually fucking hates him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Willie Nelson appears in one of the Austin Powers movies when they are doing the penis gag.
Yeah, and also Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Well, Willie Nelson has had like a sort of a career as an actor because I remember him in a western. I don't remember the title, but I remember it was him, Chris Christopherson, and Johnny fucking
No,
Cash.
it's Chris Christopherson.
Yep, didn't I say that? Did
You
I
said
botch it?
You got to
Christopherson.
say it like a German.
It's Chris Christopherson.
Ah, ja, das Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, there you go.
I also I saw him in concert with Willie Nelson at Summerfest. In fact, my grandpa would have will would have been turning 90 years old in June. So,
If in the
because him
chat,
and Willie Nelson were
yes,
born in the same
grandpa.
year.
I think my grandmother turns 92 years old this year. Fuck.
Oh, is she like one of them old Mexican grannies with like the flower dress and the apron,
No,
and the
nothing like
hair
that.
like in a braid or a bun?
No, no. My grandmother is one of those old ladies who practice yoga, and because of that, she's extremely healthy.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Yeah.
You need to introduce her to my mom because she's the laziest whore around. She's like fat and in her 70s, and I'm always trying to convince her to like do some exercise or do some yoga and shit. And she's like, I don't like that. I just want to take my pills because taking pills is easy. I don't like it.
How old did she say? 70?
Yeah, she's actually 30 years older than me, so oh shit, she's gonna be 72 this year.
Okay, no. Well, the thing with my grandma is that she's a very active woman. She refuses to let her age stop her.
No, that's
mm,
that's amazing. That's it's like Clint Eastwood said, don't let the old man in.
Yeah, because for example, she still go to her yoga classes. She go to breakfast with her friends. She's actually, I think, the oldest of all her sisters,
hmm.
Damn.
and some of her sisters have already passed away. So she pretty much is made up of very tough materials.
That's great, dude.
That lady's gonna live forever, I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah, and she doesn't have any fucking disease. She doesn't have diabetes or hypertension. It's incredible.
Well, I'm Mega Abuela. Good on her.
Mega abuela.
You should tell her that.
That's pretty.
Say, say, abuela, abuela. Mis hermanos, mis amigos, te llaman a Mega Abuela.
Okay, I'll tell her next week that I'm seeing her.
All right. What's her signature dish that she makes?
Uh, how's it called? Uh, Jello?
Jello, yeah.
Jello?
Gelatina?
Gelatina.
Yeah, Jello.
Ah, gelatina.
Yeah, that's her trademark
Ah.
dish.
All right, so let's get to the big story here. Um, be gone. IDW is in the shitter.
Quack, quack,
Good,
quack.
IDW.
More
Good. You
details
fucking
on
did it, man.
IDW layoffs and reorganization emerged. Look at that.
But
Just
yeah,
go.
Good
people,
stuff.
yeah, the comic book industry is doing fine.
They've
You
been running so
finally
long with
did.
thumbs on the scale that they never understood that one day the thumb comes off the scale.
uh,
So as I told Zach, this actually pains me because I, believe it or not, started my career, quotation marks, as an independent artist on the IDW message boards drawing Transformers fan comics back in like 2009 probably.
Yeah, many people are saying the same. Neon working on IDW, so he
Mm.
kind of feels this. But also,
Is
he
is uh, Here's an interesting insight on how the Spaniards work, the Spanish mind works. I remember I was in college, and in one of my trips to the US, I bought a Transformers comic from IDW, and I discovered that they were publishing one page made by the fans. Like,
How
regardless of
cool.
quality, yeah, if you drew or wrote a page for them, they would include it in the comic book. They called the project Transformers Mosaic. It was like made for fans by fans, and I thought it was pretty cool. I told all my friends, "Hey, IDW is doing this thing. Isn't it great as a way to like promote yourself as an independent artist? Like, you're gonna have the same distribution as a mainstream comic book." And they were like, "Yeah, sure, no, that's great. I'm gonna start working on my comic book right now, my single page for Transformers right now." Plot twist: nobody did shit. Nobody did anything except for me. I drew a page, sent it to IDW. They actually published it, and I began to receive a shitload of offers to like draw like indie comics, indie like Transformers fan comics and stuff. And I kept at it for like for the next 5 years, maybe something like that. It was great.
You still have those sample pages, or you lost them?
Yeah, no, I actually, shit, I may have the very same page. Oh, it's completely ruined, but I have a printed copy. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, get ready to see my algae mug because I'm gonna turn my camera on.
All
Fat
right.
faggot
Behold,
alert. Fat faggot alert.
faggot alert, faggot with a comic book page alert. I just checked. You see this?
Here.
No, wait.
Not the
Hold on.
true.
I was trying to make him the.
Yeah, I got you.
There
Hang
we
on.
go.
There you go.
All right. So this
I
is
got it.
this is meant to be John Turturro, but this was 2009, and I was on this.
You can absolutely see what would become the Iron Sight style in this.
Right. This was
It's
actually
totally
made
there.
full digital. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just felt like making a digital comic because I think it was fresh out of reading Highway to Hell, something like that. Ghost Rider, drawn by Clayton Crane. And I became famous because I was the guy who put Transformers instead of Transformers in the title.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh,
What
What
do
did
you
you
the
so
Transformers.
that was fully digital. What did you use for a like stylus, and what did you use for a program?
Oh no, Photoshop, absolutely. I don't know if you can see it, but this is like the fucking Photoshop lens flare right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't judge me. It was
And
2009.
what did you use for a stylus?
You
Did you
mean the
use a
pen?
tablet? Yeah.
I don't remember the brand. I remember it was postcard sized. It was white and postcard size. May have been a Wacom. I don't remember.
So
I
you
know my
use like a Wacom tablet?
yeah, but a really small one, like a postcard. I'm gonna shut my face down now.
Which year we are talking?
2000 and is it set somewhere? Uh, no, but I think it was. This was before the second movie. I remember thinking they stole my idea for the Pretenders.
Second movie came out, I think, in 2011.
I think it was 2000. Let me Google that shit. Transformers.
Because the
Was
first one was in 2007.
Yeah.
Revenge of the
Oh
Fallen. I
God!
think it was
Don't
2000.
remind me of the Transformers movie. My little brother
Yeah.
was obsessed with Transformers.
Your little brother has nothing
It
on
was
me.
like his whole life age from age 2 to I think maybe 12.
Are we talking about
I love
the
Transformers.
But yeah, so
Transformers?
IDW is laying off 2/5 of their staff, including well-known industry figures. Hopefully, Heather Antos. Fingers crossed.
She's the senior
Let's
editor right
see.
now, so
And
it's
she's
gonna
also
be
cancer.
how they didn't learn the
Let's
lesson
see.
from
Jamie S.
Marvel.
Rich remains at the company. Mark Doyle also remains, as does Scott Dunbier. Uh, uh, Heather Antos is still there. Lee Walton
They'll
and
they'll
editor
let her
Kristen
go
Simon.
pretty close to last. They will let her go pretty close to last, if not last, because letting her go admits they were wrong, and they can't do that. Not only does letting her go admit that they were wrong, you got to think about the simps that are making these decisions. They are terrified of what she'll do if they don't give her what she wants.
Yeah,
I think
Hmm.
it's
because
very
even
clear that
Rini mentioned that Heather Antos is part of the Mean Girls Club in the comic book industry.
Yeah,
they they
she's one
hire,
of the milkshake girls.
they hire her either because she has like dirt on them or something like that, or because they wanted to like make a statement, you know?
A little bit
I
of
don't,
both.
she doesn't even have to necessarily have to have any real dirt.
Yeah, it's
They
like
just have to be
more like
afraid. They
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like they're afraid of her like going public, like just accusing someone of being a sexist or
yeah,
whatever. Like, you know.
because that's the rules that they've put up, is that the accusation is proof. So all she
Even
has to do is say someone did something, and that means they did it.
who's this guy who
Hmm.
wrote Batman? Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder, yeah.
Even him was scared of Heather Antos because I don't know if you remember that tweet in which he went with his family to
Yeah.
summer camp or something like that, and there was a shit Comicsgate scandal that weekend. And when he returned it, he didn't have any idea of what happened. And Heather Antos tweeted to him saying, "I'm extremely disappointed in you,
Yeah.
Scott,"
I'm
because he was
disappointed.
not aware of that.
Yeah, I won't work
I'm
with
out
women
of the
anymore.
family.
Like legit, I won't work with women anymore. There's no advantage to it.
I mean, you can work with women, but you have to know them pretty damn well in order to not commit the same
Even
stupid
when you
thing
know
that
them
everyone
pretty
else does.
damn well, it's just a matter of time before they turn on you. It's just a
Well,
question of whether or not they think that they can get something out of it. I'm not confident enough that that's not the way it is, so I'm not putting myself at that risk.
well, the thing
Basically,
is that
women are like human pit bulls.
everyone can turn on you.
Sure, everyone can turn on you, but a certain demographic is doing a lot of that these days.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And it's still the
Let's
same because
see. It
if a woman
says
turns on
that.
you these days in the current climate, you're fucked. You're fucked, son.
Yep.
Unless you're part of a more oppressed group.
That's right.
Well, you need to
Which is
identify
why
as
I tell everyone I work with that I'm gay, autistic, and Jewish.
Because
unless you
let's put
identify
an
as an Eskimo
example.
woman.
Let's put an example here. If Heather Antros has a fight against Max Visaya, who do you think is going to win?
Well, Max Visaya because
Greg.
he's bigger.
Exactly.
I was gonna say Max Visaya because he has the size and weight advantage.
Creepy
You know, because he's a
Brian.
dude. Because he's a dude. That's why.
Fucking Brian, yep.
It is man.
But yeah, they're saying that Terry McCrillis and Doyle are going to take over as co-publishers. The people who did lose their jobs are Naki Marsham and Paul Davidson, the EVP and head of IDW Media's entertainment division.
You know what?
There must
I
be a
have
lot of fucks going on. A guy I know, his company just got bought. There must be some acquisitions trends going on in industry as a whole. Maybe it's because it's spring acquisitions.
Hmm. They already shut down their board games division.
They had that.
Yeah,
nobody knew about
because
it.
they published.
Go figure.
Yep. So IDW Games, who ran the has closed down. Let's see. They post they they posted like a ton of like tabletop games based on like because they were going to do like a Metal Gear Solid board game and a Bomberman board game.
Mm.
Metal Gear Solid board game could have been fun.
Uh, well, it depends of what was the topic of the game because
Yeah.
you have played the Metal Gear Risk game.
No.
It's funny. I have it.
Let's see.
When you
Yeah.
say race game,
Risk, the
Oh.
one in which you have to
oh,
conquer the
oh,
world.
Risk.
that's entirely different.
Yeah, but imagine it with the Metal Gear characters and weapons.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can have the Metal
Mhm.
Gear Rex and throw a nuclear missile to every country you want from everywhere in
I
the world.
haven't played Risk in a long time.
Yeah.
I played Warhammer 40k and I miss it.
I keep meeting people that are into Warhammer 40k IRL. It's kind of funny, and I can kind of tell when they're into it too.
Because they're getting
Ex-military,
fat.
somewhat dorky. You're into Warhammer 40k.
I was gonna say because they're getting quickly fat and their hair is getting longer and greasier, and they suddenly started to
Mhm.
speak with a lisp.
Let's see. Anything else?
IDW did all of this to
Let's see.
themselves.
The entire
I
sales
can,
and marketing department was removed.
I can,
Well,
I
there go
have,
their sales.
I'm reasonably certain that the SJW, sorry, infestation of the comic book industry may have started at IDW because I was there to see it happen. This happened in like the early 2010s, and there's a couple of
Vertigo.
like, sorry.
It was Vertigo.
S-
DC's Vertigo was the SJW comic, and look, man, this is when I was much more like that. But DC's Vertigo is where Neil Gaiman and fucking Garth Ennis got their
No,
bump.
I get you, but it wasn't the same strain. This was like it wasn't the virulent strain. It was like the more benign. Because yeah, if you read fucking Grant Morrison, he's constantly harping on how like God is evil and angels are bad and religion oppresses women. He will hammer you over the head with the bullshit, and it's
They
always been
were
like,
they were just as vicious, much less powerful.
it may have been it. I don't know. I just remember that the SJWs that operate the way current year SJWs operate, I first saw that on IDW, and they
It all traces
actually
back to Karen Berger.
no, I believe that, and shit, there's been tons of examples of that. Like, yeah, mostly the British guy, fucking Alan Moore, dude. Alan Moore was not patient zero, but pretty close to that.
Pretty close to it. He's very much a wild card, though.
I think it's
You
fine.
have
Go on, go on.
Well, they say, well, apparently those that were let go were called into a Zoom meeting at noon Pacific time. The meeting lasted for less than 5 minutes and consisted of the message that the company was losing money and we've decided to reduce our workforce by 35%, and you're all part of that reduction. Your last day will be today. And then they would
Bye.
have later 30-minute meetings to discuss their severance packages.
Holy shit.
I bet their severance packages were absolute dog shit.
I bet so. Then the stock value, it lost 99% of its value.
I clearly remember this writer chick, Margaret Bennett, throwing the venerable Simon Furman, like the patriarch of Transformers writing, under the bus to get herself a cozy job at writing Transformers. And her angle was Simon Furman had reintroduced RC. You guys know who RC is, like the female Transformer?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the female robot.
Yeah. Simon Furman had reintroduced her in the current continuity as as a genderless, because Transformers are supposed to be genderless, right? They're like machines. Some crazy scientist had experimented with some random Transformer and given him or it a gender, turning him into a female, just to see what would happen. And the shock of that transformation, pun intended, had actually driven the guy insane, and he was not like a berserker scouring the galaxy trying to find this crazy scientist to kill him. So Margaret Bennett's angle was that Simon Furman was a transphobe because he implied that transition surgery, drove people insane. And that's why he shouldn't be
I,
writing Transformers, and that's why the IDW should give her a job at writing Transformers because she understands the shit better than him.
So, okay, let me recall. You say that transition surgery turned people insane.
Well, that's what
Yes.
she said.
Oh well,
I
the thing is
mean,
that
there's plenty of individuals who aren't fully transitioned, and they're pretty damn insane,
no, but
Imagine how much crazier they're going to go when they get their dick and
violent,
balls cut off.
unhinged.
yeah, imagine if you grab a cisgender guy and turn him into a woman. How do you think it's gonna take it?
I mean,
I,
dude, I've always thought I've had this thought since I was like, if I lost my dick and balls, I'd probably blow my brains out. Like, come, like it's the engine that drives the existence. It is the purpose of the species. You lose that, you have no connection to the purpose of the species.
I mean, the entire point of existing from a biological point of view is to reproduce. And if you don't have the meanings to reproduce from a biological point of view, you are useless, right?
Many will say this reminds me of voice actress here in Mexico, the one who makes the voice of Naruto, who pretty much was into huge depression because she wasn't able to have kids. So, kind of brings back to the point that you just made about the
Yeah,
purpose.
it'll drive you nuts, man.
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine being operated on against your will and turned into someone that you are not? At the very least, it's gonna be traumatic. At the very
yeah,
least, you're gonna be pissed off.
yeah. And by the way, just for
Hmm.
talking about this woman, eventually she managed to have a kid, so it has a happy ending.
Good for her. Good for her. I'm glad. So that's what she did. Like that's an SJW tactic, right? That's like SJW 101. You throw a man under the
Gail
bus.
Simone
Yeah.
got her first job by crying sexism until people hired her.
Hmm.
Like Gail Simone and Karen Berger, man, there's your patient 0 and 1.
You could argue that Gail Simone was good though, because I have a couple of like old Birds of Prey volumes read by her, and they were actually enjoyable. Like she's not as bad as I don't know, or the scum, all the scum that
That
came in later.
No, she was good.
Yeah,
Was is a
likewise.
key word because
Yeah,
she's no
because
longer.
she's squandering what talent she may have into fucking being internet witty, you know?
Yeah, the problem with many of these writers is that after the MCU movies make it big on the big screen, everyone wanted to be like Stan Lee. But the problem with Stan Lee is that he was unique. He had personality. These
I
guys
think they
doesn't
all
have it.
wanted to be just Whedon.
Just we don't you think?
I
Because
think they were trying to make it the just
Yeah.
Whedon thing, of trying like, dude, I can tell you that one of the things that pissed me off from the new Transformers comics is how they turn it into like an affectionate parody. Like because the Simon Furman series, the Infiltration series was fucking great. It was hardcore cyberpunk with like evil corporations and transhumanism and shit. It was really really good. And then they oust him, and the next runs were like, oh, this transformer actually turns into a leg. Haha, how silly is that? Let's go to a Transformers bar and get drunk on Energon. What the fuck is this shit? Like, is this a parody? Like, this shit was
it's
serious,
people
you know?
writing their they're not writing stories, they're writing fantasies of how they wish their own lives were.
reminds me of that
They're
Simpson
writing
episode
memes,
in
basically.
which of this Simpson episode in which Bart meets Alan Moore, and he say, "Oh, you wrote my favorite comics of Radioactive Man," and say, "Oh yeah, you like it that I made your hero a guy who's not radioactive and is only a jazz critic? Oh, I don't read the vignettes. I only saw the drawings."
They fucking nailed Alan Moore in The Simpsons. They should have nailed him to a cross.
Like
But
all
yeah,
Wow.
degenerates.
fucking
Oh,
yeah. It is like Alan Moore is the beginning of this disease when it became more important to be a superstar writer than to actually write the comics. Like you became your own favorite character, you know? I'm a curious magician. Would anyone ask
well,
fucking
anyways,
Bob Budiansky if he's a magician? Who cares?
Is anybody else in the industry right now who is like Alan Moore that says, "I'm this, I'm that"?
Well, if we're talking delusional, we have Max Bisaggio.
Because she thinks she's a woman.
Among other things.
Okay.
He's unable to accept the fact that he's not good at writing.
Oh
Because
well, that's
maybe if you
Wait,
accept it, I'm not saying that he should stop writing. I'm just saying, dude, accept that you're not good, so you can get better. That's what I did. That's
It's
why I'm becoming better at art.
it's just there are people that are just they don't have. There's a difference in personality type. Whenever I create something, what's the first thing I ask? What's wrong with this? What did I
Yeah,
do wrong? Why?
yeah.
Because I want a good thing to get out there. I want people to consume a quality piece of media. And I know that I have some good ideas, but I'm not going to get it all. They to people like that, it's about getting themselves accepted.
Mhm. No, as I said, the characters they're writing about are not their favorite characters. They are their own favorite characters.
Yeah, and these are they're people who have most likely never had a real friend. How fucked up is that?
Hmm. Hmm.
Think
No,
about that. They've never had a real friend.
that's the thing that I've witnessed here. Like people, yeah, it's like success. Like they establish alliances, not friendships. Like they hang out with
Yep.
people because they're either afraid of being alone, so they latch onto people, or they think they're gonna get out of them. Like it's gonna get sex or money or whatever.
Mutual manipulation, which
Yeah.
is
yeah.
creepy as fuck.
mm,
That's also why many of these manga who are slash of life mangas
Yeah.
are so successful, because you can see that the people who wrote them really have a good life. When they were young, they had friends, they lived.
Dude, you can clearly tell who's had friends and who's had like Quentin Tarantino has friends. Quentin Tarantino knows
Yeah,
how it's like to like hang out with some guy, watching TV and watching a movie you like and smoking some cigarettes, drinking some beer. He knows what it's like to hang out with a friend. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
On the other hand, Christopher Nolan doesn't even
so
know what it's like to
Michael
sleep. Moving on.
Michael J. Fox probably won't live past the age of 80.
Oh.
uh,
And then he says he's not going to be around in 20 years or so.
how old is he?
I mean,
60?
He's like, um, isn't he like in his like 50s or 60s? I don't know. I thought his
I
age
think
was
he's the
listed.
age of the Cobra Kai cast crew, like the older Cobra Kai guys. So it's probably like in mid 50s.
Okay, let me
Let me look
check.
up quick.
I did a show with Michael J. Fox many years ago. He's very nice. You could
He's
definitely see
he's 61
what
years
was
Yeah,
old.
he's
coming.
61 years old.
It was interesting because I had to have the conversation with him about how to mic him up. Like, do you want a lav mic? Is that going to be an issue for you? You want a handheld? We had a little chat. His assistant was a bit of a cunt, and he just shooed her away. That was funny.
Oh,
Good guy,
good for
Michael.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 91, and we all know him from such movies as Back to the Future, Doc Hollywood. What was the one with where he was with James Woods?
The Hard Way, I
Fat
think.
man, help me out here.
I think it was called The Hard Way. He
Yep,
plays
The Hard Way.
a method actor that wants to hang out with a real cop for his
Oh
next
yeah,
project.
I remember.
Yeah, he ends up hanging out with James Woods, New York City cop, trying to.
Teen,
They're
And
hunting down fucking Stephen Lang, by the
Teen
way,
Wolf.
Avatar, Teen Wolf,
yep,
The
Wolf.
Frighteners. The Frighteners was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's true. The
The
Frighteners.
Frighteners was his comeback movie, man. If he didn't have
Mhm.
Parkinson's, that movie would have entirely reignited his career. He was really good in that.
Yeah, I like
And
that
it was
movie.
Peter
Probably
Jackson.
my favorite Peter Jackson movie, probably.
Yeah, I was amazed when I found
And
that he was
then
from Peter Jackson.
Mm.
then he was also on he first started on television as Alex on
P.
Family Ties.
Keaton.
Alex P. Keaton on
Alex
Family
P.
Ties.
Keaton.
I
He
think
was
he
the
also,
'80s idea of
yeah.
the young. He was essentially the '80s Nick Fuentes. If you look at how they presented Alex P. Keaton and like what his politics were, he was like a conservative capitalist.
Mm,
Yeah.
oh, look, he was the voice
Basically.
of Stuart
And
Little and Milo Tetch.
yep,
Oh yeah, in Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And 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 Fat probably knows who this guy is. Who played uh Alex's dad on Family Ties?
Michael Gross.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
aka
fucking what's his name? Oh yeah, from Tremors, dude. Errol.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Ah,
Bart
that dude.
Gummer.
Bart Gummer. Yeah, I don't know why I always call him Errol. Yeah, it's Bart fucking Gummer. Bart fucking
Because
Gummer, 2024.
he was Earl.
No, yeah, no. Errol
Mhm.
was. Oh shit! What the fuck is wrong with my brain?
He's old.
Yeah, no, my brain is really fucking old. Fred Ward was Errol. He was Bart. By the way,
Yep.
Tremors is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Don't at me.
What about the second one?
But yeah, he's
Second
and
one's okay.
even though he has Parkinson's, he says that he still has an incredibly good attitude, maintaining his sense of humor, and carrying a positive outlook. Um, he says that with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. In other words, if you have something to be grateful for, you have something to look forward to. Um, and then we can't play this, but here's the one where he plays Johnny B. Good in Back to the Future.
You can sing it.
Hmm.
Go, Johnny, go, go, go.
What I liked about Michael J. Fox when I dealt with him was that I don't give a fuck if you're famous. If I'm at work, I'm at work to fucking work, and you're either in my way or you're not in my way. So I don't care how famous you are. If you're in my way, get the fuck out of my way, or you don't get a show. And Michael J. Fox very well seemed to understand that. And I was just talking to another guy at work, so it was pretty good. It's unfortunately not as common as it should be in that industry.
Especially among people who became famous while young, because this guy became famous like pretty young. It was like 15, something like that.
Yeah, he was pretty
Not,
young. He was a teenager.
Hmm.
not even Back to the Future. I think he was in Taps, like an early
He was.
80s
It's in
drama with
Family.
the.
He started
Oh
out in
yeah,
Family Ties
Yep.
too.
Yeah, he was like pretty young. So people who get rich and famous while young tend to end up pretty fucked up. I mean, just ask Edward Furlong, or Macaulay
I
Culkin.
I always wondered if Michael J. Fox ever had any cocaine years. Like I can't nail it down to a yes or a no. When he was shooting Back to the Future, he was shooting Back to the Future after spending the day shooting Family Ties.
Yeah, because that
So,
was one of the issues to not getting cast because he was shooting Family Ties.
yep. So like that's a pretty fucking grueling work schedule.
Yep.
That would drive most people to a little booger sugar.
Yeah, but who was the other guy? Eric Stoltz.
Yep.
He was a
Eric Stoltz,
complete.
Yeah,
yeah.
Eric Stoltz.
He was a mess based on what I have seen.
Why? What have you seen about that? I've always wondered about him as well. I can't nail down
I,
an answer
I
on
was
that either.
watching a documentary of how the shooting of Back to the Future went, and many complained that working with Stoltz was very complicated because he's a methodic actor,
Mm.
and for example, during the fight scenes, he used to punch Thomas F. Wilson, and the other
That's
guy say,
annoying.
"Dude, chill out. We're acting. You don't have to hit me in the face."
I'd I'd love to see some of the footage that they took of Stoltz as Marty McFly.
It must be
How
somewhere.
how how would have
I'm
he
sure it's
prepared
out there
for
on
the
like
role?
YouTube or some place.
Like how would a method actor prepare for that role anyway? Like, will he like go back to high school and how would hang out with high schoolers and like
I
jump on a
guess.
car and drive really fast, trying to like
I just
go back in
I
time?
just take like my nieces and nephews out for like a friendlies visit, like, and listen to what they talk about.
Right.
that's generally how you get what's going on. You fucking buy a bunch of kids pizza and ice cream, and they'll tell you everything about what it's like.
Yeah. So the other big news was like Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon got fired
Yeah.
from the respected news companies. So now Newsmax wants Tucker Carlson.
If Tucker's smart, he will not be signing a contract with anyone.
Didn't he
Um,
make a video from his basement that had like 41 million visits?
He might as well just do that from this point out. He might as
Fuck
well just
that,
do that and post to fucking Twitter.
He should make a deal with Rumble
Or
because Rumble is picking up all
if
these
not
people.
Twitter, he should go to Rumble.
Exactly.
I would not sign a contract with Rumble. I would do business with Rumble, but not exclusive business.
No,
As
I'm
I
with you on
said,
that.
I not like he works with Rumble, but starts his own channel on Rumble and
just
posts
become an
videos
Well, he
expert
there.
doesn't.
people know. Just like
He
create.
doesn't.
Sorry.
He doesn't need to sign any contracts to do that. He can just start a channel on Rumble. So there's no real reason for him to give them ownership over anything he does. And what we're seeing right now is what happens
Yeah.
when you give these fucking ghouls ownership over anything you do.
I think it
Oh.
was Ethan who mentioned something quite interesting. That apparently someone in Fox who doesn't like Tucker Carlson got a good share of the company and they pressured to get him out.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
They basically James O'Keefe'd him.
Yeah. Well, that's, they will regret that. I mean, they probably already do.
They already ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I were him, I would just create tuckercarlson.com and upload my videos there,
Yep.
and also create
Absolutely.
a couple of channel on YouTube, channel on Rumble.
He
and
has
just upload them
the
as well.
he has the right of the name for the Tucker Carlson show.
Maybe if that was the name of the show that he had on Fox, then he probably doesn't. Whatever, he could call it Dick Face, and people would watch it. Like the name of the show for him doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
He has a enormous built-in
you
audience.
also need to have a little bit of class.
I'm being hyperbolic. He could call it Fuzzy Puppy Wuddly Cuddly.
Yeah, but imagine you're appealing to the conservative demographic. And if
He
they're
could
gonna
call it 1488 Let's Go Now.
I think
The
he
point
was
is, it
trying to
doesn't
be
matter
funny.
what he calls it. That's the point
I
that
think
I'm
he was
making.
trying to be funny, Omega. He wasn't literally going to call him show dick face.
no,
Even though that would be pretty funny because sometimes his face looks like a dick when he's like, amazed at the stupidity he's listening to.
I have never noticed.
I I remember when Jon Stewart used to be
Funny.
good, objectively good, and he made fun of Tucker Carlson for always wearing bow ties, and that's why he always wears the long ties now.
I think Jon Stewart really got to Tucker Carlson, and I don't think that's a bad thing. It made him completely rethink his approach. I was on Jon Stewart's side when that happened.
Yeah, it was too. Because back then, Jon Stewart hit both sides, both the Republicans and the Democrats. Now he's chugging
I-
that Dem
I-
semen
I thought you were meaning
and
that
saying,
he.
Trump bad, Republicans bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought you mean that he liked men and women.
Well, that's not entirely implausible.
I
Just,
mean, just say he strengths both sides.
works in show business. Like, it's like they say in Tropic Thunder, this is Hollywood. Everybody has a gay side.
Yeah.
A gay face. Everybody has a gay face.
Yeah, everyone's pretty, well, as the old saying goes, $20 is $20.
In a war, every hole is a trench.
Every hole's a goal if you have enough meth.
There you go.
Hmm. Any hole is goal. So yeah, um, I don't know what's going on with the Lemon Boy, but we wish Tucker the best. I hope he sets up a channel on Rumble, cuz all he really needs is like a channel on Rumble, and then like I don't know, uh subscribe star
Subscribe, Star, StreamYard, whatever.
or Streamlabs. Yeah. Then he's set for life. Um oh yeah, so um speaking of conservative guys, Steven Crowder, he kind of fell off. Steven
But
Crowder punishes pregnant wife for not doing wifely things.
but I was being following this, and apparently the video is not recent. It's back when we were in lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's from
2021.
2021.
So
Yeah, he told his wife not to use the car to pick up groceries. And so
I
now they're
what I'm seeing is
yeah,
something that is being positioned to frame a narrative. I do not trust Crowder's wife. I think that she is showing one side of that relationship because she went through a divorce and she got mad that he said he picked wrong. But he did pick wrong. That's
mhm.
why they got divorced. She didn't want the kind of marriage that he wanted. And everyone's, oh, he's saying mean things to a pregnant woman. Okay, but like, have you been married with a pregnant wife that's being a fucking asshole?
so the baby is not from Crowder. Let me understand
No,
this.
the babies are Crowders. They had twins like 2 years ago, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, those are his kids. It's
Okay.
the whole thing seems very contrived, and yeah, absolutely, Crowder was being a dick in that video. But being a dick doesn't mean you're wrong. Like, newsflash to anyone fucking pretending otherwise. There are plenty of times when people who are right are being dicks about it. I am all the time. Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of putting up with fucking assholes.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like that.
remember that? Remember that line from The Big Lebowski? You're not wrong. You're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
And anyone
um,
acting like that, oh, like all the pearl clutching, it's like, bro, you're an asshole all the time. Shut the fuck up.
It's bullshit. They all know what they're doing. They don't hate Crowder because he's not a virtuous man. They hate Crowder because it's Crowder because he's a conservative. He speaks against SJWs and against leftist narratives and against the mainstream media. He could be a fucking saint, and they would still find reasons to hate him. Like
But there are
there's
also plenty of people who are in the anti SJW, loosely defined, crowd who are fucking clutching their pearls over it. And it's always the same people who like, you can tell they just have this overwhelming need to hand the other side a W so the other side will stop calling them racists. It's
yeah.
like, bro, they're never gonna fucking stop doing that. Stop trying to fucking reach across the aisle. They're only gonna cut your hand off.
It's not gonna work. They're not like you. They are not
Yeah.
wanting. They are not trying to find a peaceful solution, even though they may say so. They are a fucking disease. They want to destroy the opposition. That's what they want. They want to destroy the host body.
But who was it that said that there are just plenty of people who are more interested in playing referees than they are actually winning for their team?
Yeah.
And
I
yes,
don't
this is
know.
a team sport at this point. We are fucking bifurcated into two camps. You're in one or the other. You don't have the option to not be anymore.
And if you think you are wrong, because you are not the one who positions himself or themselves. They position you.
Right.
That's why
Right.
I had a problem with calling ourselves Comics Gate, because that's the thing that our enemies were calling us. I was like, yeah, I don't want to play the game. But apparently, it's a
A,
good idea to use the name. Oh, okay, appropriate the name. Okay, whatever, dude.
a significant portion of my reasoning for leaning right is because I was doing it out of my own decision. Like you're not choosing for me, man. You're choosing for me.
Hmm. Uh, do we want to watch the video or nah?
I
How
could go
long?
either way on it.
How long it is?
Let's see.
I have seen it, but I forgot.
20 seconds.
Okay.
This one is 20 seconds, so let's take a
It's
look
a nice
here.
house.
No respect, you said, then we're at an impasse. No, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but your abuse is sick.
I love
Watch
you,
it.
but your abuse is sick. This is all performative. That's a performative.
No, I'll get what you need to
And
get.
he's saying watch it because she's done this shit before.
What?
She's a manipulator.
What
I
the
can
fuck
see
is that? Who puts a camera on an angle on their fucking living room? What is this?
it's a ring
ring.
camera.
It's a ring camera. Cause it's
And they're
not a
not
living room. It's a patio.
yeah. Pretty nice house.
It's a very beautiful house.
Got a pool.
That entire patio is the size of Canales' apartment.
Yeah, pretty much. And the ceilings are
Welcome
higher.
to Spain.
The ceilings are higher too. Like I have to like crouch a little so as not to break my skull when I'm going to bed.
So this is what many people have pointed out. This is a dude who has a beautiful house, who has a pool, and how is it possible that they only have one car?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't understand that either. And it's possible that he just decided not to buy his wife a car, which again is a dickish move, but that's the relationship that you're in when you're married to Steven Crowder, I guess.
So this clip's
I'm not
a
even
little
saying that they
longer.
shouldn't have gotten divorced. I wouldn't want to be in that marriage either, but that's why I'm not in that marriage.
I mean, you could also say that maybe she has hormone issues because of being pregnant. Maybe that's what kind of
She's doing a
made him
deeper
say, "Cool, you bet."
manipulation, gaslighty grift here, man. This is the thing where she's already decided she's out of the marriage, and so she's setting him up with caltrips to trip over, so that she can say, "This is why, this is why, this is why." And it's not as if she didn't have enough excuse already. She probably did. She's doing this for her own conscience and for her own social circle, so that she can say, "But you don't understand what he was like." Bitch, just fucking have some balls and divorce the guy. If you like, and all this, I love you. She doesn't love him. She doesn't love him. You don't talk to people that you
She
love
only
like
loves
this,
his money.
right?
He's
She
a
only
tall guy,
loves
so
his
he probably
money
has a
and
pretty
his
massive
clout.
dick.
Well, I don't. Like they've been together since they were young. I think what it was they went through the motions. They didn't actually form a real relationship. They went through the motions of being in a relationship. That's the majority of relationships, man.
I think someone mentioned that both of them met when they were young. They were virgin and they lost their virginity to each other.
Which that's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That can and should work, but women be shopping, guys. I don't know if you know this. Women be shopping, and if what you're doing is less than perfect these days, they're eventually going to start looking at what's on the shelf.
Yeah, that's the bitch of it. But everyone knows that I will always love Canales despite our
Oh,
distance.
oh, and you a sweet little thing.
You need to close that gap.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll
I'm
jump.
working on
Maybe
it.
I'll jump ship
Maybe
before spending
well,
things.
maybe this maybe May might be the month I I finally find a place for me and the little Mew. I just gotta see. I'm gonna check out a few apartments tomorrow.
Hmm.
Right, young Newberg.
Fingers crossed.
Who's monitoring me? Yeah, Luna's. Yeah, Midnight. I didn't tell you Luna's full name.
What is it?
Luna's full name is Luna Moon Mewberg Meat Grabber.
That sounds about right.
Uh, yeah, good luck, Steven.
You're
Um,
gonna need it.
who else died? I don't know. I don't know if you guys really knew him, but Barry Humphries, aka Dame Edna Everidge,
Oh yeah,
died. I
Nope,
know
I'm
him
not American
as.
enough to know who that is. I'm sorry.
Well,
British.
first of all,
I
he's
get.
from Australia,
Okay.
and I mostly knew him as the narrator of Marion Max and Bert Schnick from Shock Treatment.
Geez, is that like the unofficial sequel to Rocky Horror Shock Treatment?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've
the
never
thing
seen
about
it. I
Shock
just
Treatment, okay, the thing about Shock Treatment is if you look at it as a sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show, it doesn't live up to it. But if you see it as like as its own or like part of the universe, it's actually pretty good. I mean, they had a pretty decent cast. I mean, they had well, Barry Humphries as Bert Schnick. They also had uh Canales might know this one. Rick from the Young Ones.
Oh,
oh
Rick
that's
Mail.
Rick Mail.
Rick with the P. Yep,
I'm
Rick
the one that
Mail.
watches Bottom over again every 4 months.
It's the most
Oh,
funny,
and
depressing show ever
then
made.
the girl who replaced Susan Sarandon as Janet was the girl from the horror movie Suspiria.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, my stupid brain is doing its thing again. But yeah, I know who that is.
So it had a pretty good cast. Um, I liked I liked the music was pretty good too. My favorite song from that movie was "Bitchin' in the Kitchen." But yeah, Barry Humphries, he died at 89. He had hip surgery, but I guess it's been recently discovered that he also had like an inoperable cancer. So it must have influenced
He's pretty
or
old.
exacerbated. Yeah, he's
Funny comedian,
89.
but
He lived a good life.
he
Hilarious
he
as hell.
planted.
This okay. Dame Edna is how you do drag. Be a be a man with rainbow with like purple hair. That's how
Well,
you
the
do
problem
it.
is that Dame Edna was the seeds of this poisonous fruit. It's too bad.
Ooh.
Another proof that everything with excess turns harmful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can
Moderation
have
is key.
dudes like this one, and as long as you don't cross the line, it's okay.
Because I mean, what he was doing was drag. He just dressed up as a woman as a character, whereas people these days they just literally like believe they
Become the
are the
character.
woman.
Yeah, they become the character.
There was this. There still is this old drag queen in Bilbao called La Ochoa, the Wolf Woman,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
he's actually just some dude when he walks down the street in daytime. Like, okay, he's like slightly flamboyant. He likes to dye his hair blonde. Like, he's pretty well dressed with expensive clothes, but it's just some dude. He doesn't live 24/7 as La Ochoa. That's just the character he plays in the shows.
You know, modern drag queens reminds me of Mexican wrestlers because they are pretty much
Yeah,
the character 24/7.
yeah,
Mhm. But Mexican wrestlers are cooler though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
actually
Mexican wrestlers aren't threatening with destroying Western
they
civilization.
are Mexican wrestlers like Pimpinela, who is kind of like a drag queen.
Oh,
I like the Blue Demon.
um,
Lemon.
Blue Demon, El Santo, and don't forget Frey Tormenta.
Frey Tormenta, yeah.
Yeah. Frey Tormento Frey Tormenta was the inspiration for Nacho Libre,
Yup.
which
Yeah,
is
they're very
one of
cool
Jack Black's
wrestlers.
best films. Get that corn out of my face. My elote!
I just saw, incidentally, I just saw a French movie, a French thriller. It was entirely dubbed to English for some reason, and it was partly set in Spain. And you know, apparently, to make it more marketable to the American market, they decided to dub the Spanish insults as Mexican. So apparently, Spain acts like French Mexico in this movie. Like, French criminals flee to Spain to evade justice. That's a very fucking cool idea. I like that.
No.
um, his other persona was the lecherous drunk Sir Les Patterson, but he's not as popular. But Dame Edna was. And then this is Barry when not being Dame Edna. Who else? Anything else?
You know, this kind of reminds me of those Mexican comedians who have female characters.
Nope.
So now that I think about it, in this day and age, many people will say, "Oh, these guys are also drag queens because they dress as women."
Because I
Very
think
probable.
there's like a distinction between dressing in going in drag and being a drag queen, because drag queens are like more over the top, but if you like watch like Monty Python, um they usually represent them as like ordinary everyday women.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know because, for example, Jess, you live in Mexico. Do you ever watch
I live
Laura
in
P?
Peru, yes.
No, but you live in Guadalajara, I
Oh
said.
yes, I lived in Guadalajara, yes.
Do you ever watch Laura Pico?
Who?
Laura Pico with Miguel Galvana and Adrián Uribe?
No. Well, the thing is I rarely watch TV.
Oh, well, the thing is that in that it was a show full of comedic sketches, and in some of those sketches, the one of the comedians who was Miguel Galvan used to dress as a woman as part of his characters,
Uh-huh.
and it was a pretty flamboyant style, and it reminds me later of how the drags used to look nowadays.
Mhm.
So that's what I say that that people will say, "Oh, he was dressing like a drag queen back in the day."
Yeah, and I don't know. It just depends on what the style is.
Okay.
But anyways, I think we're going to start to wrap up, but I'm going to leave you with some final thoughts. So what did we learn today on awful goodness? Well,
Ooh, shit.
Oh,
we have found out that Jerry Springer is dead, as what as a lot of beloved celebrities have most recently. We also learned that damn it, IDW. We also learned that IDW is in the shitter. But yeah, Jerry Springer's dead
That's
at
a very good thing.
79. I didn't even know he was that old. To be
It
I
honest,
mean,
reminds
like
me.
he doesn't really look.
No, he looked nice.
he was not young when he was making the Jerry Springer show. He might not have been ancient, but
I
he
know.
was not young. He was in his like late 40s, early 50s at the
Yeah,
latest,
and he
at the
was also
earliest.
the mayor of Cincinnati.
I don't have a problem with the mayor of Cincinnati banging a hooker.
Hmm.
I deeply
I
respect
mean,
that. So,
didn't the mayor of DC like smoke crack with hookers?
Yeah,
have you
Marion
guys
Barry.
heard about the president's son?
And don't get me started on Andrew Cuomo.
I mean, I do have a problem with them doing crack, but I don't really give a shit who bangs hookers.
As long as you pay them and they're happy.
Hmm.
But yeah, Jerry Springer, host of the Jerry Springer Show, fond memories, has died. Um, we'd seen. Oh gosh, my fondest memories was always when I was going over at my dad's, always coming home, and my grandpa was either watching The Maury Show or Jerry Springer.
Do you ever watch the David Hasselhoff roast?
I haven't yet.
Because Jerry Springer is one of the guys who roast David Hasselhoff.
How did that go?
Oh,
Well, the funny thing here is that if obviously when each one of the roasters pass to the podium to say their jokes, they also take jabs at the other roasters. So
Yeah.
when Hulk Hogan, when it was the turn of Hulk Hogan, he say, "Do you know, bro? When every show of Jerry Springer starts, they ask to the audience, who is the biggest fuckface with needle dick in the world? People scream, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry."
oh man, I remember the Jerry beads. You have some thought stand up and it's like, I want my Jerry beads, and she lifts up her shirt and everyone goes fucking ape shit, and then she gets like fucking Mardi Gras beads.
I don't remember that being a thing.
I think that it was more of like a later development. But yeah, I wish we could play some Jerry Springer clips, but as I said, YouTube.
Oh,
So
fucking YouTube.
did you have was what was the most memorable Jerry Springer episode?
I don't know.
I don't remember any episodes. I didn't watch that show a lot. I watched it a few times. I'm not really
So
into sensationalism. I don't have a problem with it existing. I'm fine with that. It doesn't, you know.
This isn't the it's not you're not the father guy, right? It's not that
no,
show.
that's the
No,
Maury
there
That's
was
that
show.
another
guy.
one.
Okay.
No, Jerry Springer definitely did lots of that.
Yeah. No, Jerry Springer didn't do like paternity tests, but one of
Yes, he
my
did.
memories was he did?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think caused most of those fights?
No, it wasn't they did the paternity test. It was some fat hillbilly trailer trash chick saying, "Oh yeah,
All of
my boyfriend fucked you now. I'm pregnant with his baby."
all
And
of the above.
then I
He
was
did
so
all of those things.
I mean, wasn't he like the our example of that sort of TV? Like he was the first one, right? Or am I wrong?
Not the
I think
first,
my
but he was like he was the high watermark for what that stuff was.
Okay, so because there was Johnny Carson was before him, right?
Yeah.
no, that
Yeah,
was
but
Morton
Johnny
Downey Jr.
Oh, oh shit, Morton. Yeah, Morton Downey Jr. Isn't he the guy from Predator 2?
Um,
I think so.
He plays like
I think he
what's his
was in
name?
Predator too.
Tony Pope. He plays like the motherfucker. This I don't know how to call it, but you know this reporter guy who was always like on the lookout for blood and gore to put in his show.
Yep, that's Morton Downey Jr.
Okay, that's my only contact with him.
mhm.
Now Morton Downey Jr. I actually liked a lot more than Springer.
Yeah, because Morton Downey Jr., he would like get in your face. Jerry is more like, oh, okay, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. And usually had like the big security guys take care of that. But Morton Downey Jr., he'd come down and get like right up into the guest face and call them a motherfucker. And he'd also smoke too.
Morton Downey Jr. was essentially Kumite before Kumite. Yeah.
But yeah, he died of pancreatic cancer in Chicago.
Oh, that explains everything.
And here's Jerry Springer as mayor. The original catfish. Jerry Springer, transgender triangles.
Yeah, there was plenty of that. You're actually fucking a dude. It's like, bro, how do you not know? Don't play like you don't know.
Yeah, I like the no. I remember one where they had like the skinny, obviously, most likely inbred trailer guy, and he's with like this smoking hot girl like came on, and it turns out that well, she passed, but she was actually a dude. So they brought the guy on that she had been seeing, and she's like, "Honey, I'm a man," and the guy's like, "Oh, but I'll still love you, baby. We can make it work."
That's dark, dude. That's dark.
But then again, I grew up. But then again, you have to remember that. Well, I'm basically that lowest common denominator that these shows are marketed to. Like, there's nothing better to just like sit down and watch The Maury Show or Sally Jesse Raphael.
Well, I guess it makes you feel better about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, my life is kind of shit, but at least I'm not these guys. You know,
At
it's
least I'm not. At
good.
least I'm not fist fighting a midget and a porn star on a
for
stage in front
for
of
free. I
15
wouldn't fist
people.
fight the midget and a porn star for free. Now, if there's money involved, that's another thing entirely.
I
Yeah.
might do it for a 6-pack.
I'm gonna do it for a 6 pack and a box of Marlboro Lights.
Marlboro?
That's how they say it. It's Marlboro.
Oh, okay.
My pardon. Me log your long time.
Hmm. Or if you're black, it's probably a pack of menthol cigarettes.
Newports.
The Newports. Yeah, man, I'll do it. Yeah, man, I'll come on the Jerry Springer show for a pack of Newports and a bottle of malt liquor. He was also on the Masked Singer as a beetle, and he's survived by his daughter Katie and his older sister Evelyn. And here's the last time from about from 5 years ago. So that wraps up the show. I mean, I do have the video of the fat man beating some shit if you want to see a little bit of that, but I
Oh,
think
the one he blew the other day.
yep,
Are we talking about what? The
your fighting video.
oh, okay, yeah, okay. I don't know. I thought you meant like some fat guy masturbating on camera or something. I was like, okay,
No
we're getting
shit.
edgy. We're getting. Oh,
Well,
I'm the fat man. Oh shit!
oh, oh my god.
You were always the
That's
fat
like
man,
Canales. You
Canales.
you are wearing the fighting helmet. Wear the fucking fighting helmet. You have too much brain injury, too much brain damage.
My brain is fucked already, guys. I don't worry about that.
God, Okay, everyone, when he dies, I will live stream where they crack open his fucking skull and we discover that he has CTE.
I'm willing to do that actually.
So
Yes,
you're gonna
yes.
hire a crew.
And Mega Canal when Canals dies, and Mega's gonna crack open his fucking skull, and we're gonna see how mushy your goddamn brain is.
Okay, but you're gonna have to hire a crew to dig me out of the wreckage of the this tall government building. I will be ramming my airplane again.
Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
Sorry. Nah, just on Minecraft. On Minecraft, okay? I didn't mean it. I'm not planning on like Talibaning myself. At least in
I
the
was going to defend you with this brain damage shit, but now I'm not sure.
All right. So what do we
Minecraft,
got
guys.
planned? What do we got planned?
Well, I'm
I have
definitely
a.
not climbing on aboard a plane and ramming it against a building now. Definitely not doing that.
Okay, shut up. You're stop incriminating yourself. All right, Midnight. What you got planned for
I
this week?
I have a pretty busy work week ahead of me, so I'm legit working for the weekend this week, man. I just want to get this fucking week over with.
Oh, I know that feeling. That's what
Yeah.
my weekend was pretty much. Smegma farts
Who?
and mega arts, aka Smegma farts.
No, I lost that nickname. That fatso took over for me.
Aw.
Yeah, no, I have to come to terms with with the fact that I'm the fat man. You are Smeg farts. That's who you are.
I doubt it. I have a very good intestine and IG.
God damn it.
Yeah, not even the nicknames. These guys are smart.
Yeah.
That's,
Anyway, what I'm gonna do next week? Oh yeah, there is this little particular thing called my birthday coming this week.
oh shit.
Oh,
Oh,
when is it?
nice.
We gotta have a special stream. El cumpleaños de Mega.
This is the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it because, as you can imagine, my family want to take me to celebrate, so I might not have time.
See, this is why I don't have a family. A fucking pain in the ass.
Aw.
You live with your family.
No, I live with two guys I share my flat with. I barely know them.
Oh,
You just live with two people who
This is
just
sad.
happen to give birth to you, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess we're parents now." Papa
Oh.
forgot to pull out one night, and now Canalis exists.
They actually tried to kill me with a shovel, but I quickly disarmed them. I'm held them hostage to this day.
Yeah. All right, fatty ding dongs. What do you got planned?
Well, you know the usual. I'll be. I'm actually planning on finishing the two comics I'm working on. One for Derek Fury and the other for the Ace. And I don't know. I guess there are no more comics get projects on the to-do list. Seems to have dried up.
Hey, you know what? If there's no like, hey, I know what Comicscape project we can work on. How about Abductables 3: The Search for Alden?
Mhm. You know, I hate fulfilling though. We would have to find someone to fulfill it for us.
Who did it last time?
No, no. When it comes to the deductibles, Michael Derrick. Yeah, Michael Derrick. He was a fulfiller.
He's the one who took care of everything.
Yep. But he's retired from comics now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, you told me.
yeah. This sucks, man. I really miss him.
Well, maybe I might have to return to Twitter to do all that because
The
we
fucking
already have a solid outline for what we want for.
I hate Twitter. I'm happy now that I'm banned. I don't want to go back.
Oh, hey, and how hard is fulfilling?
Well, I don't know. I never tried. I just know that I don't want to like spend the next 2 months. Well, I mean, the 2 months after being a successful campaign crowdfunder, whatever, just filling up boxes and mailing them. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, because if that's the case, I might be willing to help just to test the waters because eventually I'm gonna do it. So I
All right.
can pretty much learn the how to do it.
Yo, Omega, we can work on the back end for that together.
Okay.
That'll be cool for me because I need to
We,
learn about.
we have
how
a
to
couple
do
of things. We have a couple of things we can talk about off air about things related to that.
All right.
it. Sure.
Let's discuss then. All right. Everyone say your goodbyes.
Everybody have a nice night.
Well,
Goodbye.
bye.
Bye.